is Wednesday, September 10th, 2025. I'm Sweets. This is Sid, and this is the midweek check-in. Today is Wednesday, halfway through the week. What we talk about is what we've already shipped, what we are going to be shipping before Friday, and it's a quick check-in. On my side, I'll go ahead and share screen. I've been focused on getting our onboarding of subscribers into a better state. And that means you can now subscribe and unsubscribe directly on the site. We don't need to send you a custom link. You can just go onto the site. You can see that we've got that start free trial. I'm actually going to switch over to another account to be able to show a little bit more of the details. We can see here was one of the edge case bugs that I want to clean up.
Which is what?
I'll show it when we log in over here, but when you are on Pro and you land on the site, it shows the call to action to upgrade for a second before it flashes away. And so that's one of the edge case bugs that I'm going to be cleaning up for the rest of this week. So this is the account that I've been testing with, and I believe I have an active subscription. Looks like right now I don't, so I should be able to start my free trial. I've already on this account started a free trial. So one of the edge case bugs that Sid wanted me to clean up is making it so that people cannot abuse the free trial. And so you'll see here, instead of it opening up a new checkout page for me to enter in fresh credit card info, it's opening up my existing billing. We can see that I've already canceled it. And so when you cancel, it cancels it. And it then prompts you to start your free trial again. Some of the questions that I've been wondering are on Stripe, it still shows the subscription is active until the end of the month. And so one of the questions I have is, do we want, if they sign up and then immediately cancel, they'll still have that month free. Do we immediately drop them back down to 333 and get them out of the Pro and not give them, it looks like over here we already aren't giving them access to the Pro models. Do we want that free month to expand to the end of the month, or as soon as if they cancel during the free trial, do we want to stop their access to the Pro benefits?
I mean, it's currently already stopping them access, right?
On the models, correct. On the amount of tokens, they got that 1,000, and I never dropped them back down to 333.
I think we're okay for now.
Okay. And so over here, if I want, I can just click Don't Cancel Subscription, and then I go back to Recoupable. I actually don't think I finished it, so let me try it again. Don't cancel my subscription, renew the subscription. Yeah, I forgot to click the renew button. Now I'm active, and now my trial is going to end on October 9th. I come back over to Recoup, and now we've got Recoupable Pro activated. I now have access to all the models. And so then we've also got this button down here to manage subscription. So there's a couple different places you can manage. The main place is down here. So if you're signed up, we had a bug reported from Bully Meow who was unable to cancel their subscription. You can now, if you've signed up for Pro on Recoup, you got that manage subscription button. You can click it at any time, jump over to the Stripe checkout page, and here you can manage it if you want to change your credit card, if you want to change your billing details, if you want to cancel your subscription. In this case, I'll cancel it. I don't want to get charged at the end of the month, so I'll cancel it. I'm just going to put testing. And then it will cancel next month, and then I can return back to the site. And if I've canceled, even though the subscription is still active till the end of the month, we then prompt with this call to action. And then again, the call to action opens up the billing management portal if I've already signed up. If you have not signed up, when you click that, it shows you the normal checkout screen. But this is everything that I've been working on. Other than this, Veerball has been working on some stuff. I don't know if I can show it here. Veerball's been working on the ability to, now there's slightly different designs over here, and you can click on any of your knowledge base files and you can view it here, open up the original file, and you can also edit the file. So if I click edit and then I say, this has been edited, I click save, it saves the file, it uploads the file. And now if we go back to this file, it says this file's been edited. If we open it up in a new tab, we can see it's been stored with the edited text. And so the files, you can now edit them. In addition to being able to edit them, you can say what, you can reference a file by tagging it. So make a business plan related to @ and once you say @ it then shows you all of your accessible files. You can click a file and then you can send it, and then it will include that file in your context. Right now we're only including system prompt files, or these knowledge bases, so those are already going to get included. But when you explicitly tag it, it's going to focus on that file and its response, which it might not if you had just asked a generic question based on the attached artist profile. So it references that it's talking only about the artist profile, and then it printed out, still printing out the business plan.
I think he also sent.
So that's where
he sent an update in Slack of testing for the other his upgrades to that. Let me see. Did he? Really?
So where I'm going next is I'm going to be updating the docs to add in an ability to get subscription info. This is leaning into our mental model that we want to be similar to Stripe and focus on developers first, make it easy for anybody, whether you're a vibe coder or a professional dev, to be able to build on top of what we're building. If it's accessible to devs, it's accessible to other AI agents, and that is the most expansive way for us to be building the platform. So making it so that we have an API, public API endpoint with docs, so that anybody can check what the subscription status is. And I need that for the founders dashboard. I was like, I could duplicate these Supabase libs inside of the founders dashboard, and then every other place we need it, we could duplicate it. Or I could push this further down our stack, make a new API endpoint, and then the founders dashboard doesn't need a new Supabase lib. It can reference the docs and use the API endpoint. And additionally, if anybody else wants this information, any other third-party dev, Big Ass Kids, Rostrum Records, Gonzalo in Argentina, they can all build on the same thing. And then I'm going to be cleaning up some of those edge case bugs, like it flashed the thing. And I will stop there. Passing it over to you, Sid. What have you been working on this week?
Fire. All right, so this week we have 2 new customers. Sweet. One official. Yeah.
This week?
One officially is paying. One I need to send them an email to start. I mean, they're on free trials, but like credit card is going to be accepted, and like they're ready to move forward. So I also loaded their artists. What I've been finding is I've been adding a couple other extra bells and whistles to knowledge bases. One is a artist style scraper. So I usually run a style scraper for the artists on their take a picture of their Instagram pictures, and then run it through a style guide, and then add that to the knowledge base so that images all reflect the artist's style. If something isn't tagged. And so I've just been kind of loading up their accounts. The other thing that I did was I got pretty far down the path with VO3 integration, and then you sent a bunch of code review notes for my other integration. So I stopped going down that path and then started working on the code review, so that I can, when I do go down the VO3, it will reflect all of your changes. You'll like this though. Ready for this? What I did was share entire screen. I'm working on the code review right now, but I just created this principles document, and I basically like loaded up your 15 code review notes and said like, create a document with the principles that we can tag before I do any PR. So I'm going to keep adding this to the list, and I think I'm going to just run everything through this like Sweets' principles document before I ship anything. Some of the
This is great.
Some of them are component design principles, user experience first, product code standards, dry principle, Like literally just
Does it include the single responsibility principle yet?
I do not know. I don't know. No, because I have
Dry is a great one.
Dry is great. But I think if we just like, I'm going to add this to the actual code base so that we can just add to this. So it just becomes like our guideline went before shipping any PR. Like just, we just tag this file and let it run. So yeah, that'll be good. And then I'm going to ship your changes, and then I'll continue to work on VO3. The next thing
Is VO part of All AI?
Yeah. Yeah,
Excellent.
they have some.
What's your next
So
thing?
the only other thing is I need to start adding users to the rostrum accounts. And so question for you is, should I start doing that manually, or should I wait until we do an org situation? What do you think?
What's your next step in doing that? When you say you're going to onboard them, what does that include? What specific actions will you be taking to onboard them?
Any artists or any accounts that we currently have with those emails, setting them up. Well, actually, this is a great question. Setting them up as pro. So that they have access to all the models.
How will you be giving them pro?
That is a great question. That is next question. So do we have like a table or anything that dictates whether we can like say, yeah, maybe I just wait until you're able to think through the orgs and how we track that.
Who from the rostrum team is currently blocked on using Recoup as a result of me not having implemented organizations?
Oh, they're able to use it, but they're not on pro. So everybody's current accounts are all non-pro accounts.
Copy. I have a feeling what I'm going to do is I'm going to update the use payment hook, which is where we set the global flag for is subscribed. And I'm just going to add in check his enterprise. And you pass the email into that. And if the email ends with any of the emails that are enterprise, we auto flag them as yes, they're subscribed. That should be the lowest lift. The only downside with that is we're going to have to manually maintain that list, which I think is fine for our enterprise customers for now. So if there's a new signup or a new set of emails, I'll need to manually add that into the code base. And then if rostrum churns and we need to remove them, we will need to make an update to the code base to remove their access in that way. But that'll be done by the end of this week. Cleaning up these bugs will be tomorrow. And so tomorrow we'll have bugs done, and then hopefully on Friday that should be a quick fix to do that. So if your blocker is they don't have access to all models, I'll get that in on Friday.
And then also credits for VO or for the new models and stuff. Is that this week or is that next week?
Is that higher or lower priority than giving rostrum access to all the models?
Lower.
In that case, it won't be this week. Credits is still not done. There's edge case bugs. There's still, I could not add the founder's dashboard and not add the docs and just leave this where it is.
You decide.
I personally think less, more simple is best, small is beautiful. Focusing on fewer tasks during the week and doing them closer to completion is better than doing 70% on 4 different tasks. But I'm open to talking there if you'd prefer we just ship things that are like 50% done and then move on to other things that's also viable.
No. Finish what you got going on. Yeah, finish what you got going on.
Anything else you want to chat about before we
Nope,
wrap
I
up?
think we are good. Yeah, we're good. I'll ping you if anything. I'm gonna ship these your changes.
On Friday, we'll be back for the end of week recap. It's an hour-long call where we talk about what we shipped this week and what we're going to be doing into next week. So make sure you subscribe, like, and repost so that you can get notifications